Hey everyone, this is Video Game Lover here, and welcome back to another edition of Games I Beat, or Games I Finished. And it's the first one for 2025. Just like that, January came and freaking went. So, I beat 7 games for the month of January. And here's something interesting. All the 7 games I'm about to show you, I beat them in the span of 2 weeks. So the first almost half of January, I didn't beat a game. That was because I was playing games that took me a little bit longer to beat, and some short games. So without further ado, we begin. The first game that I beat was Naruto Ultimate Ninja Impact. Here it is right here. I forgot to bring my PSP. But yeah, Ultimate Ninja Impact. This game is a Naruto game that plays like Dynasty Warriors. It's not a fighting game at all like the first 3 games. It's more like a Dynasty Warriors knockoff, and it's really good, believe it or not. It's pretty fun. I had a really good time playing through this game. It's really easy though, but the one issue I have with this game, well, there's 2 issues. The game overstayed its welcome. My God, chapters 8 and 9 were way too long for my liking. For a game that's trying to pretend like Dynasty Warriors, you really can't make that game too long as it gets repetitive. And number 2, the draw distance. It's really bad. There's a lot of pop in. And I know it's a PSP game, but this is a late PSP game. This is 2011, so no excuse for that. But other than that, it's a fun game. Especially when you're Sasuke. Sasuke is a blast to play in that game. Really, really good game. Next, I guess we'll keep the PSP theme. SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. I did the Road to WrestleMania mode, which is basically like a shortened season mode. Some people don't really like this one. It's some people's least favorite of all the games. Personally, right now, I've been playing 2008, and I think that game ain't all that good. But this game I thought plays pretty solid. But really, Road to WrestleMania was like the one new thing they added in this game. It's still a good game, but 2010 and 2007 were much better. I'm about to play 2011 right now. The next game that I beat, we're going to shift gears to the Super Nintendo. At long last, I finally beat Super Metroid. I don't know why it took me that long to play that game, but I finally played it, I beat it, and yes, it's one of the best games of all time. Now, I wouldn't say it's the greatest game of all time. I feel that the jumping's a little floaty at times, and the wall jumping, even though it's not mandatory, is a little awkward. Other than that, though, that game is damn near perfect. I mean, it's freaking Super Metroid. I mean, there's a reason why people always put it as one of the greatest Super Nintendo games of all time. If you haven't played it, you have to play it. It's amazing. Unfortunately, I was too slow, so I didn't get to see Samus in her bikini, unfortunately. So, beat Super Metroid. Next up, we have 2 Game Gear games. This one I just did a playthrough of on live stream. Shinobi 2, The Silent Fury. And this is an amazing game for the Sega Game Gear. Very good game. I liked the first game a lot, and I just did a playthrough of that game, but I really enjoyed Shinobi 2 a lot. This game, in my opinion, is much better than the first game. It plays great, the music's amazing. It's a really good, this is one of the best games on the Game Gear, along with the first Shinobi game. So if you haven't played this game, I highly recommend checking it out. So now the next game that I beat, I should have pulled this up actually, is another Game Gear game, Magical Taruto. I think that's called Magical Taruto. It's basically like a cute 'em up. It's a really okay shmup for the Game Gear. Nothing amazing, but nothing to write home about. So whatever. Next up, I beat Popeye 2 for the Game Boy. Now here's something interesting. The first game was only released in Japan, and that was because it was a puzzle game. Did not like that game at all. So Popeye 2 is a platformer. It's an okay game. It's really easy. And the music, though, it can be good, and then it can be really bad at times. It's passable. It's an okay game. Now, the last game I beat, and I really want to talk about this game, Batman on the Sega Genesis. I can't believe it took me this long to play this game, because This game was really freaking good. It's like the NES version, but it's much different in a way. It's more like a beat 'em up instead of, well, the NES one was kind of like a beat 'em up, but this one is really freaking good. And the music, oh my god, the music's amazing. It's made by the same composer, Naoki Kodaka, I think that's his name. I know I butchered his last name, but great soundtrack, great graphics, great gameplay. It's a really damn good game for the Sega Genesis. And it's really sad that it's not talked about a lot because of how good the NES version is. But in my opinion, I think the Genesis version should be talked about a lot because it's a really damn good game by Sunsoft. So if you haven't played Batman on the Genesis, I highly recommend that game. Really good game, especially for an early Sega Genesis game. But anyways, guys, that's all the games I beat for the month of January. Let's see how many I could beat for the month of February. Take it easy, everyone. Video Game Lord 58, sign out. Peace.